You know, thank God, or I can knock on wood to say I never went to jail or went to jail for a crime that I didn't commit. I wonder what goes to those men's mind when they get the handcuffs put on them. They get in a squad car and they take that long drive to the police department, fingerprinted, photo, put in a cell with other men that may or may not have committed crimes. Then you go in front of a judge and they browbeat you, have an outrageous bond. If you can't meet it, you're sitting in jail. Or if they take your image and put it in the newspapers, on the television, or if you had a well-paying job or a job at all and you lose it because you win, and you know that you didn't do any of the things that they accuse you of doing, but nobody will believe you because the running joke is that everybody who goes to jail is innocent. Now just imagine if you're a black man, and for all of your life, for all our existence in this country, we've all heard the stories about black men being more violent, being lazy, being every kind of negative thing you can come up with. Now just imagine for 30 years of your life, you've been proclaiming your innocence and people would ignore you. But it took technology that actually was developed in the 80s, but wasn't used on our brothers' cases, but used for white men or white women. Not all, but enough. How many times do we have to hear during a week, a month, or a year of innocent men being released from prison, especially black men? Andre Davis released from prison after murder case dropped. In my good old state of Illinois, where you know a black man is going more than likely to be arrested or go to jail or for a crime he didn't commit. Champaign, Illinois, a Chicago man who spent more than 30 years behind bars before DNA evidence have overturned his conviction in the rape and killing of a 3-year-old girl was released from prison late Friday, just hours after the prosecutor dropped the case against him. I don't recall them even mentioning the story Friday, but okay. An Illinois appeals court in March had ordered a new trial for 50-year-old Andre Davis after tests found that DNA taken from the scene of the 1980 killing of Breonna Stickle wasn't his. The girl was attacked in Latitude about 20 miles north of Champaign. Davis was released from the super maximum prison in Talamus in far southern Illinois around 7:30 p.m., said Illinois Department of Corrections spokesman Kate Attesario. Champaign County State's Attorney Julia Reitz had decided early in the day not to pursue charges against him. Judy Rohr of the Center of Wrongful Convictions at Northwestern University, which representatives say he was the longest serving in the 42 people exonerated by DNA evidence in Illinois. Now, I can go on because it's like every other case, but just think about it. 30 years, 50 years old. Do the math. Do the fucking math. Just do the math. This man sat in prison for 30 years for a crime he didn't commit. DNA testing was actually created in the 80s. It was a case, and I can't remember the people's name exactly, but it was a case where this white woman said that she was raped by this white guy. I can't think of his name right now. I can see the faces of them, but I can't remember the names. And this was like the first time DNA was used. And I remember it was a big thing because all the news networks were covering here in Chicago. This had to be about 80, probably about 84, 85. About 85, maybe 84, 85. And when the evidence came back and cleared this man, a lot of people said that this is going to clear a lot of men and women, especially men who claim to have been wrongfully convicted. And I remember hearing black men say that they'll do everything in their power to keep that type of technology or that type of tool away from the black prisoners because it's money to be made in putting black men in prison. The ability to take these men, potential providers, potential protectors, potential fathers, away from their community. And we see what happened. For the last 30 years, we've allowed people to come in our community, do whatever the fuck they want, let the criminals run around while innocent men sit in prison. I keep telling everybody that there are a lot of brothers out here who have been arrested, who've gotten bogus tickets, or have been harassed or been murdered because some guy wearing a blue uniform or a black uniform or a brown uniform, depending on where you at, got trigger happy, or they've been raised to believe that a black man's life is not worth shit. Need I remind you of Troy Davis, a man that sat on death row for 20-some years, and then the witnesses that was originally witnessed said they was forced, or they said they didn't know, and the person who actually did the murder is still walking around, but that evidence, they didn't care. They still executed him. We was all outraged back during that time. What happened? We ain't spoke about it since. I keep trying to tell people that it's a motive for this. You take the potential fathers, providers, protectors out of the community. You left for criminals. You left for wimp. You left for men who are confused about their sexuality. Now, I got a question. The 3-year-old girl was murdered. Her family and herself, they probably have never gotten justice because they said, fuck it. We got what we wanted. This shit is so fucked up. It's so sad. I keep trying to tell people, until we realize why this stuff is done, until we get honest with ourselves and understand there's a reason why the gangbangers have run wild in our communities, because that's a deflection. How many innocent young men are in prison as we speak right now? How many of them gotten bogus charges put on their records? How many of them have lost their ability to support themselves because some overzealous prosecutor or some overzealous police officer or some person that got an axe to grind or person who's in fear have said, nope, he did it. Mr. Davis is 50 years old. Mr. Davis has spent a long time in jail. Every time you think about it, man was 20-something years old, 20 years old? That's a long time, man. That's a long time. Look at all the things that he missed out on. You know, I've seen brothers get released say, do you have any hard feelings? They say no. I think that's what their lawyers tell them to do, or they actually feel that way. I'm sorry. If somebody did that to me, I don't think I can be that forgiving. I hope this brother lawyer up. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is why I say to our brothers that we need to stop doing the shit that we're doing. All we're doing is fucking ourselves over. And every time we do something stupid or a brother does in the community, another black man is going to catch hell for it, because instead of us sitting back and actually communicating with each other, actually respecting each other's space and property, we putting on a show. So what happens is, the guys that don't live in the community, guys who don't have respect for us, they see a black man, any black man, and hey, you fit the bill, you're going to jail. A lot of our people are not well versed in law. A lot of our people don't have the money, and they know it. 30 years is a long time. Hell, 1 year, 1 month, 1 day in jail for something you didn't do is a long time. I don't see how these men cannot be bitter, cannot be angry. And that's the problem with us as black people. We feel that we have to just put it behind us. We feel we have to forgive. No, we don't. Sad.